to the channel for another video for you guys. Simon's Side of Football. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So we had breaking news last night that Morgan Gibbs-White signed a new extension to his contract at Nottingham Forest. He's now signed a 3-year contract, probably with bigger wages. Well, it will be bigger wages. Probably a bigger release clause for next year, where he probably can leave to a Champions League club or something along them lines, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But for Tottenham, we have just got to move on. It has derailed our transfer window. This mess has put us behind so many clubs now in the transfer window who have been all doing business, where we have just been sitting on our thumbs and doing nothing, absolutely nothing. We need to get players in. We need to move on to other targets now, which we should have been moving on to other targets. This was just going on and on and on. And there's, you know, other good players out there. You know, Morgan Gibbs-White, not getting him is not the end of the world. But how we've treated this transfer window has been disgraceful. It has been absolutely disgraceful. You know, all we've brought in is Takai and Kudus, and we certainly need other players. You know, we might have got Tell and Danzo over the line on permanent deals, but they were here at the club last year. It's the same old Tottenham. This abysmal transfer window. It really has been. Where you always have a bad transfer window, but this one is on another level of badness. Yes, there's still 4 weeks to go, 4 or 5 weeks to go on this transfer window, luckily, but we are being left behind by everyone. Sunderland have had a much better transfer window than us. You know, that says a lot. They're a club who come up from the Championship last season. We're playing in the Champions League this year. The Champions League. You know, and we're acting like a bottom 10 club again. We really are being left behind. Now, I'm disappointed that we're not getting Morgan Gibbs-White. I thought, you know, I've said in previous videos that I expect us to get the deal done. You know, we activated a release clause. Well, you think it's a release clause. Something's gone on with behind there. I don't know if we've done anything wrong or if their agent has. God knows. It's been a complete mess. The only good thing about this is it's now finished. It's done with. We can just move on. It's done with. So, you know, we need to move on now. You know, other targets out there are like Harvey Elliott, Morgan Rogers. Not Morgan Rogers, sorry. We ain't getting Morgan Rogers. He's definitely not leaving Aston Villa. Jacob Ramsey. I would like Harvey Elliott. I think he's pretty much just as good as Gibbs-White anyway. He's a very good player. Liverpool want to sell him. The only thing, I think Liverpool want some sort of buyback clause, which I wouldn't be happy with. I don't think that's sustainable, especially for us. I wouldn't want that on the deal, really, because if he becomes really, like, you know, he hits that ceiling what he can, Liverpool can just take him back if they want, and that's obviously if Harvey Elliott would want to go back to Liverpool. But you know, I think he would be a great player to bring in. Go and get Paulinho. We need players in. You know, we need this 6. We need to get you know, a winger. If Sonny's probably going to leave after the tour, we need a striker. We're crying out for someone who can put the ball in the net. You know, we can't just rely on Solanke. You know, Richarlison's just not good enough. He really is not good enough. For me, he's about as good as to play for a pub club. You know, like a Sunday League pub club. He is dreadful. He is absolutely dreadful. That's my opinion. I just do not think he's good enough. You know, we need to get people like him out the door. You know, we're going on our tour. We leave, I think it's today. It'll be interesting to see what players get left behind. I hope we are ruthless, and the players we do not want in this squad for the start of the season are left behind to look for clubs for permanent deals or loan deals. You know, the youngsters who need loan deals, like Mikey Moore, players like that, need to be left to look for clubs. We need to have this space in the squad to buy players what we need for this season. We need to improve. You know, people like Mikey Moore, even he could be a great talent. Right now, he's not ready for the first team. He's just not ready for the squad. So people like him, we should be leaving behind to look for clubs on loan. There's plenty of clubs who want Mikey Moore. So, you know, I don't expect that to be a difficult, you know, to get a deal to loan him out. But people like Richarlison, Basuma, if you're not interested in having him in the squad next year, leave them behind to find new clubs, you know, so we can get players in them positions. So yeah, not a great day for Spurs yesterday. We had 2 friendlies as well. You know, on performances, you know, they don't mean too much right now because it's only friendlies, but it is a bit worrying when you see how we played in the 2 friendlies. We didn't play great at all in both of them. Yes, it's just for fitness really and to get minutes in your legs. But even Thomas Frank came out yesterday and said, I think he seemed quite disappointed how there's a lot to do still. And the thing is, we're playing PSG in just over 2.5 weeks for the Super Cup, and then the league starts in less than 3 weeks now. And I feel this is probably one of the most unprepared seasons. I feel like where we are right now, how long we've got until the season starts, we're really short. We are really short. If Levy, Vinay and Lang are out on this tour, it'll be disgraceful. They need to be back here at home looking to improve the squad and get players we don't need in the squad out the door. If they're on this tour, where I expect they probably will be, it's just going to be more frustration, and the fans are not going to be happy to see them there. They really are not. They need to see that they're behind trying to get deals done for this club, because right now, for me, the season is going to be another long season. It really is. Yes, last season we won the trophy, and it's great, and that's what we wanted to do, but we finished 17th. If we, you know, they've come out, and numerous times I've said now that they want to fight on all 4 fronts. There has been no ambition shown on that. Absolutely no ambition shown on that. So let's see what happens this week and the next week or so on transfers, because we need to start moving. This Morgan Gibbs-White thing has really derailed how we're been in this transfer window. So the talking points yesterday, I thought, who had a good game, is Abbott. I thought he was our best player in that first game. I thought he was really good. And then the young left winger, I think it's Townsend. Is it Townsend? Who played really well as well when he came on. But that just shows that and Papasai, you know, he got his 2 goals. He worked hard. So well done to him to get his 2 goals. And I thought Odibert in the first half looked quite lively. Didn't do too much with the ball, but he did look quite lively. So there were the positives, but you know, the rest of the team, like Romero, should have been sent off for an elbow. If that's a league game or a cup game, like, you know, he would have been sent off for an elbow without a doubt. So that was the first game. I thought, you know, defensively was a bit sloppy at times, and Austin made a very bad error for their first goal where he just went through his arms and body and went in the net. But mistakes happen, so you know, you can't, you know, it happens in football. But on and all, you know, good to get, you know, the minutes in the legs, but the performance wasn't the best. And then the second game we played Luton. It was 0-0. Defensively we done really well. You know, attacking wise, Kudus looked lively. I thought Tell looked quite lively as well. Actually, I didn't think he played too bad. Mikey Moore wasn't really in the game. This is why I say he's just not ready. For me, my opinion, Mikey Moore is just not ready. He needs a loan. But yeah, apart from that, it was, you know, not really many opportunities. Kudus, you know, like I said, he was quite lively, but you know, minutes in the legs again. But it was quite a boring game, really. It's one of them games where you're not going to get your 2 hours back in your life. But you know, it's like we say, it's just a friendly. Move on. But Thomas Frank, yeah, he didn't look the best pleased of the performances, especially in that second game, I think. So yeah, well, now flying out to for our tour today. Got Arsenal on Thursday. We need to, you know, improve a lot. I know the results don't mean too much right now, but when you play Arsenal, the results have got more meaningful, even if it's friendly or not friendly. You know, you want to go and beat your rivals. So, and they've done brilliant in their transfer window for them. You know, they got their striker, they got Zubimendi. You know, they're now moving on to Eze, so they've improved a lot. So they are well ahead of us at the moment in the pecking order in the league, and we're just nowhere near the top four. And it's sad to say that, you know, we had this springboard after winning the Europa League to get back in the Champions League to go and try and bring some real quality in. And we bought Takai, who's, you know, one for the future. We've not even seen him play yet. He had a little injury, so he wasn't around. And all we bought is Kudus. I know, like you said, there's still a long time to go in the transfer window, but you want your players in. You wanted really to get 2 or 3 players who are going to get in that, you know, first 11 to be on this tour to, you know, just get way how we're going to play and just interact great with the squad. So it's very, very disappointing at the moment how we've been in this transfer window. So let's hope for a better week than that. Yeah, a couple of people was missing yesterday. Solanke had a little knock, so he didn't play yesterday. Madison's still injured. Kulu's still out for a while, same as Dragosoon. Who else missing? Udoji got a little, I think he felt something in the warm-up, so he didn't play either. So a few players were missing yesterday. So nothing serious on the Udoji, Solanke, and Bentancur was sick. So nothing to report. What I've heard that they had any serious injuries or anything. It's just more of a little knock and precaution of them not playing yesterday. So expect them to probably be involved against Arsenal on Thursday. So yeah, you know, it's hard to keep upbeat at the moment, but you know, never a dull day at Spurs. But I hope you all have a great Sunday, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Come on, you Spurs.